the Milford School Committee from 1994 to 2003. He's been a tremendous supporter of the Boy Scouts and Troop 4 in particular. He's always willing to make time in his busy schedule as a legislator, attorney, and father to offer words of congratulations and sage advice to our youth in recognition of Scouting's highest award, the Eagle Scout. He's a friend of Scouting and a true friend of Troop 4. I welcome State Representative John Hernandez.
Thank you. We don't want to make that mistake and say state senator. We've got one here. Thank you. First of all, let me tell you, I did come in late, but this is one of the most efficiently run operations that I remember coming out of this troop. We've had some good people running it, so well done. It is like coming home for me to come to an Eagle Scout presentation, Court of Honor here at Troop 4, because I was here for the beginning of Troop 4 when my son crossed over, and the first Eagle Scout Court of Honor I attended as a state representative was actually my son's in 2007. So it's a really pleasant reminder for me. As much as I enjoy all the Eagle Scout Courts of Honor that I attend, because there's a joy in all of them that never gets old. Everyone has its own energy, a new family, enjoying the success. Coming back here is, like I say, it's like coming home, because I know that what my son is today, and he's 25 years old, and he's enjoying some really nice success out there in life. I know a big part of that success is a result of the work done with him, not just by my wife and myself, but by the leaders and his peers in this troop. There is no question in my mind that he would not be the complete person he is today, because there is no way my wife and I could have taught him the things that he knows by ourselves. And so much of it is what came out of coming through this troop and working with everybody that he did here. And the same goes, I'm sure, for Brian, because I looked at the list of the badges he obtained, and you see the variety of things that he learns to do by being a member of the troop that you just wouldn't get without the help of people here. The description of one of the favorite pieces being the snowmobile up at Lanciano's place. Well, that's one of the favorites of everybody since the beginning. And I don't see Peter in the room, but I'm sure that a lot of people made it to Eagle because of that trip that kept them in the troop, because they wanted to do it year after year. But that's the kind of thing that makes it work. And when you see the percentages of young men who have made it through the troop to go on to become Eagle, the numbers are absolutely outstanding and certainly outstrip far and away the percentages that are accomplished in any other troop. It's just an amazing number. And you know, when I look around and I see, you know, the variety of ages of folks sitting out here, follow the lead if you can. If you do drop out of scouting, there's no shame in that, because every badge you get, every leadership step you take is going to make you a better and a stronger person later in life. There's absolutely no question about it. But if you can get to that top spot, if you can climb that mountain, if you can get to that peak, if you can achieve that eagle, I will tell you, I've looked, I think it's 34 that you now have. I know many of these young men personally. I watched them grow up, and I watched them go from that young boy to the men that they are today. And to a person, there is no question in my mind, they're stronger, they're more successful, they're in a better place, more confident than they would ever have been had they not gone through and made it to Eagle. So do that. And to Brian, to your family, I know this is a big deal for all of you. Understand it's a big deal to us. You know, Ryan and I come to these events. We don't go to every event where everybody makes some sort of an accomplishment. We couldn't possibly do it. But this is big to the community. It means a lot to the entire community to see somebody accomplish what you've accomplished. It's an opportunity to say thank you for the project that you did. It means a lot to be able to go out and educate people the way you did and leave permanent reminders behind of why it's important to not poison those waters and endanger the animals and the wildlife that may be hurt by it. So the project is a big one. It helps us. It's an opportunity for us to say thank you, but it's also an opportunity for us to make you understand that we see this as leadership, as that transition to leadership. You've got a future ahead of you. I look forward to watching you do what the others before you have done. And if it's an engineering career you choose, good luck to you. But contribute and be a part of the community, because that's what you've chosen to do by being a leader. So I want to congratulate you, and I'd ask you to come up so I can present you with a resolution. I won't read the whole thing. The resolution is actually, as I've explained before, it goes through the House of Representatives like a bill would go through. It gets voted upon, it becomes a permanent record. But what it does do is it congratulates you for your accomplishment, thanks you for what we've done, and wishes you the best in the future. Congratulations.
Our second honored speaker began his career public service serving with the Sutton Board of Selectmen in 2006. In 2010, he was elected to his first term in the Massachusetts House of Representatives and was re-elected to a second term in 2012. Currently, he's a member of the Massachusetts State Senate representing Worcester and Norfolk District. He was first elected to the chamber in 2014. At this time, please join me in welcoming State Senator Ryan C. Fatman.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be with you tonight, especially to be with Brian and to join his family in congratulating him. As I was traveling into Boston today on my way to the state Senate, I had the opportunity, like many people who travel to Boston, to get stuck in traffic and to think about this event a little bit and what I might say tonight. And as I was sitting there in the traffic, I noticed the license plate in front of me, and it said, "The Spirit of America." And I found that quite interesting, because it's that spirit of America which we see right here tonight, adorned on every license plate in Massachusetts. My wife and I, we were at church this past Sunday, and we overheard a lady speaking, and she said, you know, sometimes I just don't turn on the television anymore for fear of what I might see. And I think it speaks to that greater feeling that's out there sometimes, insecurity about the spirit of America. That, you know, sometimes you turn on the television and you say, did I really just hear that? Or did I really just see that? Some violence that we've seen throughout the world, and in presenting some of the badges tonight, just the ever-changing society that we're living in. But when you have the opportunity as an elected official like Joan and I do, to come to an event that honors a young man and his family for achieving the highest rank at an Eagle Scout Court of Honor, it reassures you that that spirit of America is alive and well in our society. You look around and you see people that have been with Brian pretty much from the beginning. You know, 2002, working his way diligently through, relying sometimes on his fellow scouts, relying sometimes on his family, but coming together tonight all to celebrate that, to cheer him on and to congratulate him. You see it in the love that has been expressed here, and it's truly an amazing thing. Winston Churchill said one of my favorite quotes, that what one gets is how you make a living, what one gives is how you make a life. And in doing this and giving back, and Brian and your Eagle Scout project, giving to the community and creating warning signs and advocacy and canvassing neighborhoods to make sure that they knew what might happen if they dumped things down the drain environmentally. It's exactly what Representative Fernandez said. This is a wonderful leadership opportunity, and it's a great step, but my advice would be don't stop here. There's many ways to stay involved in your community, to continue that activism as you go on to college, and to mentor. Your advice was sage wisdom at that bottom of your biography. You know, to these young men, just stick with it and continue. It might be difficult, and sometimes you may want to give up, but that's when you have others to rely on, your fellow scouts, your family, your friends, to try to do just as Brian has, which is to achieve the greatest honor that a Boy Scout can, the rank of Eagle. Brian, sincerely congratulations. You give us a lot of hope in that spirit of America, and we are sincerely thankful for it. I'd like to invite you up. I have a citation from the State Senate that I'll read as you come forward. It says, "Be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts Senate hereby extends its congratulations to Brian Gallagher in recognition of obtaining the distinguished rank of Eagle Scout. And be it further known that the Massachusetts State Senate extends its very best wishes for continued success in all endeavors." Congratulations.
Hey, Brian, if you can come back up to the stage, please, that'd be great. And then at this time, I invite Patrick Gallagher up to the stage to introduce Brian.
Good evening. I'm Patrick Gallagher, and I have the honor of presenting my son, Brian Gallagher, to receive the Eagle Scout badge. As a Scout parent and a past adult and committee member of Troop 4, I've had the distinct opportunity to observe Brian on his entire path to Eagle, from his start as a Tiger Cub in this room with the Cub Scouts, through Webelos and early Scout stages, and finally during the planning and execution of his Eagle project. In fact, when it came time, we were sitting down, we were talking about, well, who's going to present you, and that was a choice for Brian. Brian we talked about it, and he said to me, well, Dad, you've kind of been through the whole thing, so why don't you do it? So I have had that luxury of being able to sit back and watch as Brian has become an Eagle Scout. Brian joined Scouting as part of Pack 4 Tiger Den back in 2002, led by Phil Bedard. Phil has played an important role in Brian's scouting career as his Cub Scout leader, first starting out as Tigers, then through Cub Scouts, Scoutmaster, and finally as Brian's Eagle Scout advisor. Hikes to the great big, well, somewhat big or kind of small Peppercorn Hill for their first endeavor all the way back. I think we had a scavenger hunt, and I can't remember, I think maybe Wyatt won the prize. They had to find it was their first activity as Tigers, and I remember that day distinctly. They were just really happy that we were getting M&Ms, but other than that, everybody else was, we were having a grand old time. And then the opportunity, particularly in Cub Scouts, for Rocket Day. It was something that Brian and I did a lot together with rockets, and shot a lot of them, blew up a lot of them, had a lot of fun. All these things kept Brian going, earning badges, and then the Cub Scouts' highest award, Arrow of Light. He then crossed over on this stage to Troop 4 with 8 others from his original Tiger Patrol, and that's a key important point. In Troop 4, here, Brian's favorite Boy Scout activities, as Mr. Fernandez said, snowmobiling adventures at the Lanciano family cabin, and then the monthly troop camping trips. We also, Brian and I, participated with the troop when we went to the 2010 Penobscot River Expedition in northern Maine, where he paddled 500 wilderness miles, actually more than 500. I'm sorry, 50, wow. It just felt like it was fun. Now, before Scouts, I have to say, I maybe camped a few times in my life. And when I say camping, I mean in a Winnebago, okay? So it was also a learning experience for myself. And heading to northern Maine in preparation for this, it was a true adventure. And during prepping for that trip, I realized how much Brian had developed in these skills. And he was prepping me. Either that or he just wanted another excuse to go to Patriot Place and go to the Bass Pro Shop, one or the other. So Brian's Eagle Scout project involved painting warning signs, which you've heard a little bit about in Milford street drains. He led several teams throughout various neighborhoods to accomplish this important task, which warned residents that dumping liquids into the drains would poison the Charles River watershed and harm the area's wildlife. In addition to the drain markings, he also distributed flyers and presented an overview of his project to the Milford community to further emphasize the project's importance and what people should and shouldn't do. Brian is very active outside of Scouts. He's currently in his senior year at Blackstone Valley Tech, where he's a member of the drafting program. At BVT, Brian restarted and manages the 3D printing program in his shop, where he trains both teachers and students. He is also a 3-year member of the varsity golf team, now regularly out driving me on the golf course, which actually isn't saying much because I don't really hit it that far, and participated in other school clubs, including the robotics team. After high school, Brian plans to pursue a degree in engineering, but before that, or while he's doing that, he also hopes to travel the world. And then last summer, he took his first steps towards that goal by spending a week in London, England. I've watched Brian grow, mature, become a leader, a citizen of his community through scouting and the Eagle process. My front row seat to Brian's path to Eagle and path to adulthood saw his growth as a person, as a member of his church and community, and a member of his own family. Brian began to live the Scout law and fulfill the Scout promise in his actions and thoughts. I've written several letters of reference over the years for Eagle Scouts, interacting with the Scouts from a troop leadership position. I understood what it took for Eagle Scout projects, but I never fully understood the value of the Eagle Path and how it affected a Scout. This is a very important point for those parents who have kids who are in Scouting now and the importance of pushing towards Eagle. From my front row seat, I've learned how an Eagle Scout is developed, and I can say that I am very proud and very excited to present my son, Brian Gallagher, for his Eagle Scout badge.
The Boy Scouts of America is proud to award the rank of Eagle Scout to Brian Patrick Gallagher, Troop 4, Milford, Massachusetts, in recognition of successful completion of all the requirements for Scouting's highest rank, dated November 6, 2014. to the platform, please.
I am here to read a citation from Jay Markey. Dear Brian, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate you on becoming an Eagle Scout, the highest honor a young man within the Boy Scout organization can hope to achieve. I know that it requires a great deal of determination, hard work, and faith in your capabilities to attain this high rank in Scouting. I believe that your outstanding accomplishment reflects not only on you, but also on your family and in your community. Our heritage finds its roots in a strong personal dedication to American ideals and a healthy spirit of achievement through self-motivation. This Eagle Court of Honor pays tribute to a select group of Americans in Scouting who commit themselves to those ideals and work to master a broad range of useful skills and subjects designed to foster outstanding citizenship. The goals that you have achieved in order to become an Eagle Scout have supplied you with a unique perspective of what it means to be an American in a world where freedom has become a scarce and cherished privilege. As your senator, I am proud of what you have achieved, and I am confident in that the energy, talent, and motivation that you have demonstrated will serve you well in all your future endeavors. But above everything else, I want you to remember that you will always be an Eagle Scout. Your reputation for excellence will be earned every day in all your deeds from your family, your community, and your country. Keep up all the good work. Sincerely, Edward J. Markey.
This citation is from Joseph Kennedy. Dear Brian, it gives me great pleasure to congratulate you on achieving the most prominent rank of Eagle Scout. This special day is an incredible testament to the hard work and dedication you have shown over the past several years. As a member of Congress, it is a privilege to hear the remarkable accomplishments of young men and women of the 4th District. Today, you join an elite group of individuals who represent the very best of our nation. I want you to know how proud we here in Massachusetts are of that achievement. I hope you will continue to achieve within the Milford community and remain a role model for other young people in your town. The determination and perseverance that you have shown are qualities that will serve you well in the road ahead. I encourage you to continue to set high goals for yourself and to continue to serve your community in any way possible. Once again, congratulations on the impressive achievement, and I am honored to be representing you in Washington, D.C. Sincerely, Joseph P. Kennedy III.
This one is from the White House. This is to certify that the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol on November 24, 2014. At the request of Honorable Joseph P. Kennedy III, Member of Congress, this flag was flown to commemorate Brian Gallagher's ascent to the rank of Eagle Scout. Congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle Scout. We hope you take tremendous pride in the hard work and commitment to service that brought you to this moment. This achievement speaks to your role as a young leader in your community. We encourage you to continue taking on new projects, setting a positive example, and striving to make a difference. Young people like you give us great hope for the future, and we wish you all the best. Sincerely, Barack and Michelle Obama.
At this time, I invite Deborah Scavano, assisted by Ben Johnson, and Sanders not here to say too. Ben, come on up. Deb is going to offer the Eagle Scout Challenge.
Hello. So, my name is Dustin Amato, and I was the last Eagle of Troop 4, and now I'll be doing the Eagle Scout Challenge. The foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. He knows that a Scout is trustworthy is the very first point of the Scout law for a good reason. An Eagle Scout lives honorably, not only because honor is important to him, but because of the vital significance of the examples he sets for other Scouts. Living honorably reflects credit on his home, his church, his troop, and his community. May the white of the Eagle Badge remind you to always live with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. The Scout is true to his family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and nation. His loyalty to his troop and brother Scouts make him pitch in and carry a share of the load. All of these help to build loyalty, which means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideals, and to God. Let the blue of the Eagle Badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which men measure themselves and others. To a Scout, bravery means not only the courage to face physical danger, but the determination to stand up for the right. Trusting in God, with faith in his fellow men, he looks forward to each day, seeking a share of the world's riches. Let the red of the Eagle Badge remind you always of courage. The fourth obligation of an Eagle Scout is to be cheerful. To remind the Eagle Scout to always wear a smile, the red, white, and blue ribbon is attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout Award, which has its ends turned up in a smile. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil up Scouting's trail, just as others helped him climb his to Eagle. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when he enters a more adult life continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. He aids and comforts the unfortunate and the oppressed. He upholds the rights of others while defending his own. He will always be prepared to put forth his best. You deserve much credit, Brian, for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout